I'm a clinical psychologist. I work with children, adolescents, adults, marital couples, and also with people with mental health challenges. There are a lot of theories in psychology that try to explain the reasons why perpetrators actually behave in the manner in which they behave. We look at the cultural factor which plays a role in influencing the mindset of a perpetrator. The cultural factor, which is better explained in feminist theory, states that the culture influences the male ego, encourages the development of male egos, and makes them feel they have power over the female folk. And when they find out that this power is being threatened by the females, the authority is being threatened, they try through violence to try to maintain the authority over women, and that's why they engage in such an act. When they feel threatened by the female folk that their power is going to be taken from them, the woman is going to control them, then they begin to behave aggressively and engage in violence acts just to maintain the power status over females. Also, we look at the social learning theory, which explains that some perpetrators learn this from childhood. And social learning theory explains to us that a behavior can be learned through observation in the environment in which a human being is placed. For example, if a perpetrator grows up in an environment whereby his parents are being violent towards one another, or in the midst of friends who beat women, or in the midst of any elderly figure or anybody in the environment, he takes it as a norm whenever he's in conflict with anybody to fight or to engage in violent acts. So when he gets married, the cycle replays also in his marital life. So a lot of factors actually explain that. And we also look at, sometimes it could be during the adolescent stage, whereby the development of sex hormone during puberty is rapid in most youths. And if they don't have proper parental guidance on how to gain mastery over their sexual impulses, you find them engaging in a lot of pornography, masturbation, trying to experiment with young girls, and before you know it, they become addicted to sex. And this habit continues with them even in their adult life. And then you find out they always, whenever they feel the urge, they always want to look for somebody to indulge their sexual appetite with. So these are some of the major and common reasons why perpetrators engage in this behavior. Implications are numerous. First of all, there's a shock, a lot of post-traumatic symptoms like shock, fear, anger, frustration. Some come down with memory loss, some come down with concentration problems, some come down with nightmares, flashbacks, remembering incidences, and some come down with mental health challenges such as depression, anxiety. And if these mental health challenges are not treated on time, it can lead to more severe, complicated mental health challenges like schizophrenia and other forms of mental health issues. The underlying cause, the psychological term for all these behaviors, violence and rape cases, can be trimmed down to poor self-control, lack of self-control. So we usually tell them that if you know you have anger issues and you can't help yourself, if you know you have sexual addiction problems and you can't control your sexual impulses, try to seek help, professional help, from a psychologist, a therapist, so that it doesn't escalate and then the government will take over such an individual. So try to seek for help. You have to be true to yourself. If you know you have problems with anger and you have problems with controlling your sexual impulses, seek for help. Well, for the victims, the same goes for the victims. Don't take laws into your hands, because most victims try to seek revenge. They are so hot, and all that. But then that will further complicate the problem. So we usually tell victims, seek also psychosocial help, seek for counseling.